Hi, my name is Rhonda, and today I would like to introduce you to immigration in America. Imagine, if you can, boarding a boat to cross the ocean to go to the New World. To get passage on this boat, you have agreed to become an indentured servant. Being an indentured servant meant that you had to work for a period of time to pay off your debt for your passage to the New World. Today, I would like to introduce you to Lucinda Anthony and to Benjamin John McGuire. Lucinda Anthony was an immigrant from Hampshire, England. She was born in Hampshire, England in 1700. By 1735, she had had a son in the New World. Benjamin McGuire was an Irish immigrant. He came to the New World in North Carolina. Lucinda and Benjamin are typical American immigrants that came here in the 1700s to a new world. And it was a new world at that time. When Lucinda and John came to America, to North Carolina, it was a new world. There were not centuries-old traditions. There were not rules or regulations on how to live. Mainly the people that came here during that time period were indentured servants. In fact, half or more of the white Europeans that came to America during that time were indentured servants. Benjamin and Lucinda found themselves in North Carolina amongst the swamps and the cedar groves, and they had to find their way. I want to tell you, Lucinda and Benjamin are my grandparents. They were immigrants here to America in the 1700s before the American Revolutionary War. This meant that they were some of the original colonists that had come to America to settle. What they found when they got here was not necessarily an easy way of living, though. When they came, there were revolutionary ideas because Americans were trying to break with British rule. So there was conflict amongst the colonists on how they should live and what rules they should be governed by. I can tell you that Benjamin, being an Irish immigrant to America, more likely than not, was an indentured servant and was very important to the building of America. They helped build canals, they helped build roads, they helped build railroads. When Lucinda and Benjamin were here in the States, it was not a city as we would necessarily think it would be. They lived on the frontier. And you might think North Carolina doesn't really sound like frontier to me. It was on the eastern seaboard. But everything west of there was wild. It hadn't been introduced to people. There were Native Americans that lived there, but there weren't a lot of settlers. So I'm sure that the time that they were there were not easy times for Lucinda or for Benjamin or for their son, who was born in 1935 in King William, Virginia. Immigrants to our country have built our country. I see in the news today where they're talking about immigrants coming to America, and there's a lot of political unrest involving immigrants. But I would like to point out that we are a country built by immigrants. And I hope that we can find a way to allow those that want a better life, that are coming to America to work and to better our situation, not only their own, but our situations. I would hope that we as family and people who are born from immigrants would open our arms to them and allow them to come to our country and allow them the promise of a new life. This today is my introduction on immigration to America. It's an important part of who we are as Americans, and I would like for you to consider that when you think about the immigrants that are asking for asylum here, now, in 2018. Thank you.